Wi-Fi is everywhere. It connects our phones, our homes, our laptops, our banks, our hospitals, our airports. Almost every part of modern life depends on it. Yet almost no one knows that its original idea came not from an engineer, not from a scientist, not from a government agency, but from a glamorous Hollywood actress. Decades before Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, or GPS existed, she imagined a world where signals could secretly jump across different frequencies so enemies couldn't block them. And without realizing it, she built the foundation of the wireless world we live in today. The story begins in the early 1940s when global war was reshaping humanity and technology. Hedy Lamarr was known as one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood. Audiences saw her as a movie star, but behind the camera she was something very few people noticed, an inventor with a brilliant, curious mind. While others celebrated her for her looks, she spent her nights thinking about science, engineering, and the growing threat of World War II. Her mind worked like a puzzle machine, always searching for solutions hidden inside problems the world didn't understand yet. At the same time, the Allied forces faced a terrifying challenge. Their torpedoes, the most important naval weapons of the era, were easy for enemies to jam. A simple radio interference could push a torpedo off course, causing it to miss its target entirely. Soldiers' lives depended on weapons that could not be stopped by enemy signals, and yet every attempt to strengthen communication systems failed. It was a technological nightmare, one that even military scientists struggled to solve. But Hedy Lamarr wasn't just thinking about acting or fame. She was thinking about how to defeat a signal that could be jammed. Hedy teamed up with a composer named George Antheil, a man who understood rhythm, timing, and synchronization better than almost anyone. The two combined their knowledge in a way no one expected. If a weapon used a single communication frequency, it could be jammed. But what if the communication system changed frequencies rapidly, hopping from one to another in a pattern only the sender and receiver knew? The enemy would never catch up. The idea was revolutionary, a frequency-hopping system that made signals impossible to block. Hedy and George patented their invention, believing it could help end the war. But the military wasn't ready for such a radical concept. The Navy dismissed the idea, thinking that a Hollywood actress couldn't possibly create valuable wartime technology. Her patent was shelved and ignored. It was one of the biggest missed opportunities of its time. Yet Hedy didn't stop inventing or thinking. She continued contributing ideas and concepts, even though the world refused to see her as anything beyond her beauty. She was far ahead of her era, dreaming of technologies that wouldn't exist for another half-century. Years passed, and her forgotten patent sat buried in government archives. But technology was evolving, and engineers were searching for new ways to build secure communication systems. During the 1960s, the frequency-hopping idea resurfaced. Military scientists reinvented it for secure communication between ships, aircraft, and satellites. Later, it became the foundation for something even bigger: spread-spectrum technology. And spread-spectrum technology would eventually become the core of Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, and almost all modern wireless communication systems. Without the mechanism that Hedy Lamarr envisioned during World War II, the digital world around us would not exist in the form we know today. It wasn't just about the idea itself. It was about how she thought. She approached engineering like storytelling: rhythms, patterns, signals, transitions, all the things she understood from the creative world. Her mind blended creativity and logic in a way that scientists of her time couldn't imagine. When early computer engineers began shaping wireless networks, they unknowingly built upon a principle created by a woman Hollywood had underestimated. Her frequency-hopping concept protected military signals, and eventually it protected civilian communication networks worldwide. When home wireless routers first appeared in the 1990s, hardly anyone knew that a forgotten actress was responsible for the technology inside them. Engineers, corporations, and governments adopted the method without realizing whose shoulders they were standing on. Only decades later did historians uncover the truth. Hedy Lamarr wasn't just a star. She was one of the most important inventors of the 20th century, and her work reshaped the digital future long after she had left the spotlight. Today, every message you send, every video you stream, every swipe you make on your phone carries a small part of her brilliance. Wireless signals hop across frequencies billions of times per second, drowning out interference just as she once imagined. The modern world is built on invisible waves traveling through the air. Waves made possible by an idea she developed when the world dismissed her voice. Her contribution wasn't just technological, it was symbolic. It proved that genius can exist in the most unexpected places, ignored simply because it doesn't look the way the world expects. Hedy Lamarr received recognition very late in life. Decades after her invention, organizations finally honored her as the mother of Wi-Fi, a pioneer whose work changed communication, warfare, and global connectivity. But during her prime, she never received the credit she deserved. Her story highlights a powerful truth. Talent can be overlooked, brilliance can be ignored, and history can forget its real heroes. Yet their impact remains, shaping lives silently from the shadows. Even now, when engineers test new wireless systems or develop more advanced communication protocols, they continue to rely on principles connected to her invention. The world has built entire industries, telecom, aviation, navigation, automation, and digital communication, on the foundation she created. Without frequency hopping, everything from drones to satellites to smartphones would be slower, less secure, and far easier to disrupt. The stability of our connected world traces back to the creativity of a woman who imagined a future no one else could see. The next time you open your laptop, join a Wi-Fi network, or watch a video online, remember that it all began with a brilliant idea hidden behind the glamour of old Hollywood. Hedy Lamarr was more than a screen legend. She was an innovator whose mind changed the rhythm of modern communication. Her invention didn't just create better weapons, it unintentionally built the fundamental architecture of the digital age. Today, her legacy lives in every hotel, coffee shop, airport, and home, where wireless signals flow invisibly through the air. She never saw this future, but this future exists because of her. From a forgotten patent to a global network connecting billions of people, her story proves that even ideas ignored in their time can become the backbone of human progress. Wi-Fi wasn't born in a lab. It was born from creativity, rebellion, intelligence, and the courage to think differently. If you enjoyed this story and want more untold histories of technology, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next chapter of humanity's hidden inventions. Your support helps us bring more forgotten stories, shocking origins, and mind-blowing discoveries from the past to the present. And remember, innovation can come from anywhere, and sometimes the greatest ideas come from the most unexpected minds.